If you live in the Chicago suburbs, you've probably noticed something. Mahjong is everywhere. Maybe your friends just joined a group, or somebody invited you to a lesson, or maybe your Instagram feed is suddenly full of tiles and girls' nights around a Mahjong table. But what is it about this game that is drawing so many women? Today we're talking to a local Mahjong instructor right here in Downers Grove who has amassed a huge following in just a few short months, to uncover why Mahjong has become so much more than just a game, but a weekly ritual. Is it the competition, the social aspect? Lisa Hinsberger has some ideas, and we are going to discuss it all in this episode. If you're curious about the western suburbs, or even just thinking about moving here, I have a Chicago suburbs cheat sheet that covers everything I wish somebody would know before we moved here. Parks, playgrounds, pools, the downtowns, the best things to do in DuPage County are in this guide. I'll link it in the description so you can grab your copy now. Lisa, it feels like Mahjong is everywhere. I can't open up Instagram or walk into a boutique or talk to a group of mom friends without somebody bringing up Mahjong. Is this new? Am I just noticing it now? Or has Mahjong always been around?
Honestly, Mahjong has been around for so many generations, but I do think it's the women, the modern women, bringing it back right now, making it really fun. And social media obviously always helps. It's spreading the awareness. It's everywhere in the stores. So big or small, you can see it at Target, Hobby Lobby. There's all the little boutiques out here in the western suburbs, and I'm sure other little towns all around the US as well. But I have lots of little fun trinkets. It's all coming from the little boutiques here. It's really fun. And honestly, you can go to any library. They have senior nights. Country clubs are hosting it on a weekly basis. They have open plays. You can find it in some restaurants. They kind of keep it on stash. So if anybody wants to come in and play, our local pool club just bought a bunch of Mahjong sets. So it's really fun. You can just sign it out and play for an hour or two. So I definitely don't think it's new. It's been around for a long time, but it's this whole new wave of it that's making it really fun, and the modern woman bringing it to life.
Yes, it's definitely a Maj explosion this summer. I'm calling it the summer of Maj. So
yeah.
I'm getting all into it too. So Lisa, I found you on social media. Your social media account, your Instagram account, has gotten over 4,000 followers in just a couple months. Mm-hmm. I'm one of them. And your posts have gotten thousands of views about Mahjong. And I think that speaks to what Mahjong, the moment Mahjong is having right now.
Yes.
What do you think all of that social media explosion says about Mahjong?
Well, I think it's all about the community, how women want to get together and they want to share all of the cute little Mahjong things. So there's obviously the tiles and the colors and the tablescapes, but there's a lot of humor around it too. And I think maybe that's why I have grown so quickly, that I do teach Mahjong, and I obviously post a lot of tutorials on how you can play with the traditional 4 people or 3 or 2, but then I'm taking it to a different level because I make fun of it too a little bit. That, one that was really popular is comparing it to golf, and how the women can now escape for hours on end, where before it was just the husbands, I'll see you in 6 hours. When you post it on social media, people can relate, and I think it's so fun to send it to your friend and be I just learned Mahjong. What is this big thing that everybody's talking about?
Right, yeah. I think aesthetically, it's perfect for social media because we all are drawn to all the pretty on social media.
Yep.
But you're so right about it's become a meme in itself, mm-hmm. because it's amassed this following so fast that everybody's into Mahjong right now, that we kind of have to make fun of ourselves for it, because it's wow, we just jumped off this Mahjong cliff really fast.
Yes, it's everywhere, and my husband is always saying can't believe you playing Mahjong again. And it's well, I can't believe you playing golf again, or whatever it is that your husband is doing that makes him leave the house for hours on end. So now I feel the women have this Mahjong relatable little haha moment, and
totally,
it's easy to share on social media because it's a quick 60 seconds. People are scrolling and they see something funny, and it's so easy to tag somebody to share. So it just kind of grows really quickly that.
And I do think social media has made Mahjong even more popular, because I think it's introduced it, the game, to mm-hmm. more people, and it's just become this thing that now is everywhere.
Right.
So even inside your phone.
Yep, it's everywhere.
One thing that I hear all the time from moms, especially moms within my Social Moms of DuPage County group, is that it's surprisingly hard to make friends as an adult. Mm-hmm. Have you heard that too?
Yes, it's very common that people come and they're really excited to learn Mahjong because they think it's going to provide this new route to new friendships. So I think that it's hard to make friendships, right? When we are old or older, I guess, in this age bracket that we are in, right? Well, I think like people work, right? And then they come back, and then we also about like the kids' activities and running around. And then after all of those things are done, like maybe we'll have time to spend some, some dinner plans with friends or family, but there is really not enough time to create these new connections and invest time in new friendships, which is kind of sad, but that's just like the reality of things. Like we all have very busy lives.
Yeah.
So I think that Mahjong just provides new opportunities to make those connections.
Yeah.
Because you will find time to carve out some time in your week to sit down with women that maybe are your newer friends or acquaintances or somebody that you met through the Mahjong community.
Yeah.
And then over time, the more you do that, the more you form that friendship. Because if you're sitting down and you learning a game, or if you already know how to play, you're playing the game for 2 hours or even less, it's just naturally going to, form a friendship. You're talking, you're catching up, you're getting to know people. So I do think that if you're new to like a community or a town, Mahjong is really fun. It will open up doors to beautiful friendships.
Yeah, totally agree. I've had that experience this summer where I'm just in a Mahjong group chat and we meet weekly, sometimes a little bit more than that. And it's just a whole bunch of group of women that, we all have a lot in common, but we don't necessarily have kids in common. We don't see each other every night at the baseball fields. You have that little clique going. And then you have all these other women that have a lot in common with, but you don't have a reason to get together with. And like Mahjong has given us an excuse. Like we get together once a week now, and it's become our summer routine. So it's been like really fun to see. Everybody just says, I can make it, I can't. Of course you can't make them all, but you can jump in when you can, and you're on the next one if you can't. So it like has definitely given me an opportunity to stay in contact with people that I don't align, like my children don't align with. So that's been
that's what I love about Mahjong, because sometimes I'll be playing with women who are like my mother-in-law's age, and honestly, like when would I ever do that? But I don't know, we find things that we have in common. Like we talk about golf, or we talk about pickleball or pets, or what advice do you have for me? I have little kids, you raised 4. It's just such a beautiful thing that you can get together with women who are much older than you or younger than you. I have lots of friends who have teenagers, and we sit down and we play with the teenagers. So it just gives the women, well, I guess the mom and the child, like a way to connect where maybe you wouldn't connect otherwise, because usually teenagers want to hide in a room and things like that. So it's just, I don't know. I love Mahjong so much. I think it provides so many beautiful things in our lives, like women, our lives.
Definitely.
Men don't need any more hobbies. So
that's awesome. You've said this a couple times and it's really stuck with me. You've called Mahjong the female version of golf. Explain that.
Well, I think it honestly started with like the fact that when I first started playing this, I learned a game and I was like, I don't know if it's for me. And then the more I played it, the more I fell in love with it. And I started to recruit friends and family, and we all just started to play hours on end. And it would look like something like, oh, it's a Saturday morning, I will be gone for 2.5 hours and I'm gonna play Mahjong. And most of husbands will say, what do you mean? What is Mahjong? Why are you leaving? Why are you gonna be gone for so long? And then all of our answers were always like, well, you play golf for hours, and we never really say anything. So I think, golf has been around for a really long time, and so has Mahjong, but it really does provide an opportunity for the woman it's almost like self-care moment, right? It's a chance to recharge, to leave the house, to be with friends, to do something that is honestly good for your brain, because Mahjong is a strategic game. So there's a little bit of luck, but there's also like you do need to think about things. And it's a hobby that you share with your friends, and it gives you something like it feels special to you. So I think that can be compared to golf, I guess. But a common question that I get sometimes, it's like, well, why would I play Mahjong when there are so many other board games that I can play? Well, of course, you don't have to. You can play pickleball and you can play golf and all of these other things that I also do. But what really makes me coming back to Mahjong is like, it's really pretty. People like to touch the tiles. You can change things up in terms of looks and feels. You can host with different cool dishes and trinkets and candles and glasses, and it's interchangeable. So I guess you could buy new golf clubs and new golf shoes, but somehow it doesn't excite me as much.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't excite most women as much either.
Yeah.
Same with like pickleball. I know that pickleball had like a huge moment like a couple years ago, but now it's Mahjong. I don't know. It's just, it's pretty. It's good for your brain. It makes you relax when you do it, and you get to do it with this, you know, foursome that, well, I guess it's 3 friends get together, but it's 4 people playing. So yeah, it's like a weekly little hobby that you can have all for yourself.
I never really thought of it that way, that like customizing your mat and your tiles. I mean, that's such a big part of it that I think like that is a part of it that helps women dive all in, because you're customizing your set, you know? So you're creating something that like reflects you. Like, you know, you've been to people's Mahjong parties where it's like, sometimes they're super girly or sometimes they're like funkier. Last night I went to one that was like, they almost looked like little Pac-Man. Like it was like nothing that I would have bought, but you're like, these are so cool. And people have like baseball themed ones.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I have my pickleball one. I have a skiing one. I have like over 20 sets. I mean, I'm completely crazy, but
yes, but
yeah,
that is a hook. That's like a hook, right? It's like I get to customize this to be, you know, a reflection of who I am, a reflection of my personality. And I spent a long time discerning over the tiles that I bought because they're expensive. And so unlike you, I have one set and I've allowed myself to have one set, and it took me a while to pick it because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna spend a couple $100 one time, that's it.
And you're gonna be looking at it for hours, so you do need to really like what you're looking at.
You have to like it,
like the colors and the theme and the feel.
And I've returned my racks a couple times because I don't like how they look. They're not the perfect shade of green, you know, they're not like, so yeah, it has become part of my Mahjong like journey as I've been becoming more obsessed with it. It's like the customization part of it is all the fun too. That's all wrapped into it.
Another thing that I actually thought about when you were talking about it is that you can bring Mahjong on the go. So for example, we went for spring break with my family and 2 other families, and I brought my Mahjong travel set. So we played in the airport while we were waiting. Of course, I taught all these people how to play because there's no way getting away from me. If you're friends with me or neighbors or something, you know Mahjong. But it's really cute because you can like literally you put it up in the bar or the restaurant, or we played at the beach. I think that I posted something online and a Mahjong woman responded and she said, I recognize the hotel. I'm staying next door. This was in Hawaii. And I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? We need a 4th player.
Yes.
She ended up walking from her pool to our pool and she played with us.
That's amazing.
And it was like such a beautiful moment. I'm like, if this doesn't connect people, I don't know what does.
Yes.
Because literally she found me on social media. She came over, we played. She got to know my friends that I was there with. Her husband ended up walking over, talked to our husband. So we spent like the whole night together basically. And the kids just like played in the pool and it was awesome.
That is so fun.
I know, it's so fun. So I always bring it to the park. I have a car set.
I love that.
So if I take the kids to a playground and I text the moms, I'm like, hey, do you want to play like a quick Maj round when the kids are running around? Or like the pool.
I have one in the back.
Yep. And I have cards, I have everything. I'm just like, I lay it out and let's go.
That's amazing. What have you seen when women make Mahjong a regular part of their week?
So I actually get messages about this all the time, like whether it's a text message, because I give everybody my personal cell phone number after I teach them. I'm like, no questions are dumb questions. Please text me. So it's fun. Like, you know, we build a relationship. And they would be like, oh my God, I'm so much happier now. I have something to do for me. I have this hobby. I never felt like I had a hobby. And a lot of people who have like anxiety or just a big workload, they say that when they sit down and they play Mahjong, it like takes so much focus that they forget about everything else. They forget about the to-do list. They forget about whatever they're anxious about, or the fight that they had with, you know, kids, mother-in-law, whoever. They completely disconnect from the outside world, and it gives them this opportunity to like fully recharge because their brain is like so focused on the Mahjong part. And it's like so nice to see and hear, because I think women are just so busy these days and we're trying to do so many things in life, like to be a mom and to be a businesswoman and to be a good wife and a good friend and work out and do this and eat the protein and go on the walks and all of the things. So I think it's really nice that Mahjong provides an opportunity to just like sit down and just completely black out for 2 hours.
But like,
and then you feel so recharged.
Yeah, but I would even say, like, speaking of like, you use the word blackout, which like actually makes me laugh, because when I first started playing Mahjong, I would come home and my husband would expect me to be tipsy because you go out with your girls and you drink and you have wine, but like we don't really drink when we play. You know,
we drink a little,
we'll
like socially, but not. You can be drinking.
When I was first learning to play Mahjong, I could not drink.
Yeah,
like,
you need to stay
I needed to focus, and it wasn't like a boozy drunk night out. It was like we played and we socialized, and we were sitting at the table learning something. You know, so it's like we weren't just like having a glass of wine, like bunko. Bunko culture is you have a glass of wine in your hand and you roll the dice.
Yeah, because it's mindless, right? It's just like quick.
It's mindless. And Mahjong isn't mindless. Like there's strategy. You have to pay attention. When somebody puts down what you need to be with your wits about you, because you need to grab that. You need to say pause fast enough, you know?
Exactly. But I do think it also ties in with the whole hormone thing too, because like when you are accelerating at something and when you're learning something and then you become good at that thing, it like releases all the good feel-good hormones, and then you feel good about yourself. Yes. Because honestly, like nowadays, there's so many things that make you feel bad about yourself, that Mahjong can be like a really great thing that you're like, okay, I learned this new skill. Now I'm developing this hobby and I'm becoming really good at it. So it's like the cherry on top that you're like, wow, I am good at something that, you know, and even if you're not good at it, a lot of it is luck. So like you can have a couple bad rounds and never call Mahjong, totally fine. It's like the strategic component with the luck component. So I think that's another thing that people sometimes be like, well, it's kind of like gambling. I'm like, well, I mean, not really, but maybe, because you don't know like what tile you're going to pick up next.
I was getting good at it. Don't tell me it's like gambling.
Well, I don't know. It's just like something that I hear sometimes. And then for me, it has really helped me to make my brain sharper. I don't know how to really explain it, but like I'm in my 40s. I feel like I'm starting to have all of these like perimenopausal like signs, and it's so scary. And this honestly keeps me really, really sharp. Like I have to remember things. I have to be on top of it. Like if you're going to call a tile, you know, you snooze, you lose.
Yes, definitely.
It keeps you on your toes a little bit. And I always like to mention that to women that, you know, we all go to the gym every day, maybe one day a week, whatever your scenario is. We work out our bodies, but not a lot of us like work out our mind. Maybe some people do like puzzles or, you know, Sudoku or crosswords. But Mahjong is a great thing for your brain.
Yeah.
So a lot of times my girlfriends and I will do like a Pilates class, and then I'm like, hey, do you want to zip over to my house real quick? We'll drink a coffee or I'll make lunch, and then we'll play like a game or two. So then we feel like we like worked out our body and our mind. It's
I
like
love
the perfect combination. So I've been like partnering up a little bit with Pilates studios and yoga studios.
Oh, what a good idea.
And like the bar method. So why not? Let's just take care of the whole body.
Yeah. Mahjong definitely has a whole vibe to it. So describe the Mahjong culture.
Sure. I think it's very welcoming and embracing of everybody. It doesn't really matter where you're from, what language you speak, really, because I play with my mom and her friends, and they all speak in Russian, but they are still able to play because it's all with your hands, and we all playing with the same card. So I think it's very inclusive. Lots of different women come to my classes. There can be, like I said, women come with their teenage daughters, or sometimes it can be, you know, seniors, and it's very welcoming. That's like the best part of it, and it's really fun. Like I said before, there's so many great artists out there. They're so good at designing their tiles, and that's why they're sometimes so very expensive. Now, of course, you don't have to buy like the $400 set. Plenty of good options on Amazon for $100. It doesn't have to be an expensive hobby. You can make it very affordable. You need very little to actually play Mahjong. So that's another thing that's very inclusive. Because if you really just truly want to play the game, all you need is the card and the tiles. You don't need all of these extra stuff that I have here. It's just something fun. If you want to keep adding to your closet of Mahjong things, you can. You definitely don't need to. So I think it really truly is for everybody.
Lisa, if somebody wants to learn more about Mahjong or follow you on Instagram, where can they find you?
So I do really truly just live on Instagram. It's Mahjong Social Co _. Come and watch my free tutorials. Come and join me watching the fun reels and the content. And if you have any questions, send me a DM. Lots of people do all the time. What should I do with this hand? What do you recommend about this line? I'm happy to answer anybody and everybody anytime that I can. I just really love Mahjong, and I want to spread the love for it to everyone.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Social Moms of DuPage. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe and share it with a friend. And if you're new here, this is exactly what Social Moms of DuPage County is all about. Conversations with local moms, local highlights, and helping you build a life you love right here in the western suburbs of Chicago. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you at the next episode. Before we wrap up, I have something free for you. If you're curious about the western suburbs or even just thinking about moving here, I have a Chicago Suburbs cheat sheet that covers everything I wish somebody would know before we moved here. Parks, playgrounds, pools, the downtowns, the best things to do in DuPage County are in this guide. I'll link it in the description so you can grab your copy now.